Hello and welcome back to the Listening Lounge. My name is Nick Day, CEO of 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤 Recruitment, specialist payroll and HR recruiters. Right now, there is so much noise, it can be hard to be heard, especially on platforms like LinkedIn. That's why I want everyone just to take 10 minutes to breathe, relax, tune into the Listening Lounge and take the opportunity to learn something new. They say the quieter we are, the more we hear, and that listening is the secret to discovering the greatest of stories. So sit back, take a breath, relax those ears, and join me on the Listening Lounge, because today I'm joined by entrepreneur, leadership trainer, problem solver, speaker, friend, and founder of MBKB and Payroll, Mark Bremner. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hi, Nick. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very good. As you know, just 3 questions. I'm going to start with question 1. It's all about you. As an experienced entrepreneur with a reputation for building businesses with great work, hard, have fun personas, and I know this is true because I've seen your fun videos on YouTube. My question is this: what was it that inspired you to be an entrepreneur, and how have you managed to maintain an effective work-life balance for your staff?
Okay. I think for me, it's funny how things stick in your mind. And I remember at school and the regiment of that program and everything you had to do, and then having career talks and somebody saying to me, you know, you need to decide on what occupation you want. And I remember thinking at the time, that's a very strange word, occupation. Isn't that, you know, the taking over of an area by a hostile force? So, you know, why should that dictate my life? And I think that, you know, I looked at, I suppose, the conforms that we're supposed to follow, and I didn't really want to do that because I was always trying to come up with different ideas to make things better and make things improved. And I'm not particularly a fan of like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and I think that started from school as well, so I guess a bit non-conformist. So for me, it was always about looking at ways of doing things better, and it didn't matter if I walked into a retail shop or a restaurant, or, you know, somebody was telling me something. My mind was constantly ticking away and saying there must be a better way, an easier way, a quicker way, a more fun way of doing that. So I guess that was the start of the entrepreneurial thing, because I just see things slightly differently to most people. Not always a good thing, my wife will say. So, you know, some things don't need changing and are fine. But I guess it was that from school that, you know, I wanted to be not just in charge of my own destiny, but able to sort of help others, you know, because it becomes evident the more you talk to people and the more you listen to people that, you know, everybody has slightly different perceptions, and it's kind of like a jigsaw, and we all need each other to put the right parts together. You know, we're all, I guess, a little broken part of something, and if everybody works together, you can make a very nice, beautiful mural. And that really is the ethos that I took into the business. And I learned several lessons like a long time ago, like from my father actually. And, you know, one of those is listening to people around you and knowing where your strengths are. Like, I know what I'm good at, and I also know what I'm very bad at. And most people work with me know what I'm very bad at as well. So there's certain things that they wouldn't trust me to do. But I guess I've always been honest and open and willing to work with people. Like, you know, I know that any successful business is based on the team, and that's only based on the desire of people that want to be there. So, you know, why do we have to have 9 to 5, Monday to Friday? Why do we have to have hierarchies? Why do we have to have structure? And, you know, all these things are in place in my mind to control people and control things. And the more we can loosen that, it's just a bit like not wearing a tie to work anymore, to be honest. That's what I think. And yeah, so that attitude, the relaxed attitude, giving people the chance to talk and be involved and say, look, I've got this idea. This isn't the finished article. This is what I think. You know, what do you think, and what's your take on that? And that allows us to build a team that people are involved in, and often, you know, make something quite exciting happen. There's mistakes, there's errors, you know, but it's all good fun. It's just part of the learning along the way. You know, we're not perfect. Nobody is, and we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously in anything that we do, I think.
Now, obviously, I know you, and we've had these conversations in the past, but I know there was a particular incident on a construction site many moons ago when you were actually working for your father, which you mentioned that answer there. Tell us a little bit about what happened when you made an observation about workers perhaps not putting as much effort in as you thought they maybe should be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was very young. So I'd left college. I'd worked for a large national company actually as a trainee quantity surveyor, and I got to work for my dad as a contract manager, and he put me in charge in this particular site. So I was very keen to impress, and as a result of the quantity surveyor side of me, so monitoring people and how they worked, and I just observed that the production levels of the staff, the bricklayers, the carpenters, and everybody on site was vastly reduced in the afternoon, and particularly certain things happened like the Gold Cup, etc., which they were very keen on. And I remember saying to my father that they're not working hard enough. They're supposed to work from 8 till 4:30, and they're just not doing that. And he came back to me and he said, they'll never be measured by 8 hours a day, because that's not how people operate, and nobody ever should do that. So if I can get 4 or 5 hours of solid work out of them in the morning, I'm quite happy for that, for them to be relaxed and listen to the Gold Cup, and production to slow down in the afternoon. It's all about that finite period. And that was a lesson that really stuck with me and resonated, because I think actually that fits completely with my non-conformist, because I guess I was being a hypocrite, because I was like, waltzing around doing things in my own time, but expecting others not to have that relaxed position. So yeah, that was really good, I think. So
excellent. Well, that kind of leads us to question 2, which, what was the advice your father told you that's really helped influence your career?
I think one of the key things that he told me was that time is irrelevant, and what I mean by that is, I remember going to him and saying, like, I can't fit this in. He's like, yeah, you can. And it's, whether you think you should start something today and I don't have enough time to fit it in, or whether you should, I'll put it off and start tomorrow. His advice was always, no, do it now, because, whether you think you don't have enough time for it today or whether you think it's best to start tomorrow, you're wrong. Just get it started. And even if it's one step in that right direction and you have to pause it, that's absolutely fine. And we get, I guess, hung up on, I'm too old to do this, or I'm too young to do this. And that's sort of attitude to start. Just make a start, just positive direction. Whether it's, I want to be fitter, I want to run faster, I want to go on holiday more, I want to lose weight, whatever these things are, whether you want to get a tattoo or your ears pierced. You often hear people say, oh, I'm too old to do that, I'm too young to do that. No, I don't think that's ever the case. It's not. One of the things I always say to my team is, this isn't a rehearsal, this isn't a run through, this is it. We don't, as far as we know, we don't know what's on after. So your life should be the best movie or film or book that you can possibly make it. So don't ever get hung up on time. I think that's certainly one of the key things that I took from him.
Excellent. Fantastic. So last question, what advice would you give to youngsters entering the payroll industry?
Okay, so from our involvement in payroll, we've been delighted that it's such an exciting industry and such a wide sector. There's so many jobs in there. So what we're saying to people is, look, this is a fantastic career. This is a really good starting point, and this will give you the foundations to develop into other roles going forward. So whether it's more into sort of management, more into data side and systems, or moreover, you can actually progress into other areas of the business, because you've got this really good base financial understanding of what is the most important resource for any business, and obviously that's its team member. So it's knuckle down, get a grip of the understanding, and accept that this is a really good stepping stone for you going forward, and for whatever you want to learn, you could build from this. Really, I think that's the key, I guess.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Mark, thanks.
That makes sense.
That makes sense for joining me on the Listening Lounge. Of course, you are founder of MBKB and Payroll. So if anyone wants to find out more about those businesses, I'll put some link in the episode notes. But for now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, every good conversation starts with good listening. So till next time, thanks, everybody. Take care.